we have the final, or the grand final ready. Well, welcome Zenaku. And we'll actually leave the grand final to the two Aussies. So, looking forward.
Awesome.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, boys. I'm so sorry that I'm late, but nonetheless, here we are.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, exactly, right. Coming in for Python dandaking, I think there's no better final we could actually have, you know, so it's going to be really cool. And just judging by that last game, Python's actually not, he's not messing around.
Yeah, certainly showed up to play today. dandaking is going to be at his best if he wants to win the series. So, how are you in this beautiful morning?
I need to get off the degenerate sleep schedule, but other than that, pretty good. It's like that gamer life, dude. It's tough.
Yeah, you tell me. Woke up at 4 p.m. yesterday.
Dude, I was like, I was still up at like 2 or 3, and I'm looking at Quake. I'm like, Jones is still going at it. I was wondering how you even still made it today, but fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna take an 8-hour nap after this.
Nice.
But pulling through.
My man. And I imagine, so obviously there hasn't been any, they haven't done the grinder yet, because obviously they just made it to the finals, so we'll give them a bit of time for that.
Yes, let's see if Python is just ready to soldier on again. Well, I'll refresh the overlay. But this is yeah, like there were some upsets in the route to this final, but in the end it's actually a final you would expect.
Mm-hmm. I mean, from what I remember, Knight, Knight was someone who played a lot of Quake Champions back in 2018 and 2019 too. I know he really wanted to push and be one of Australia's top players. I know I think he's mainly playing Apex now, so that's maybe why he didn't do as good here. But how can I say? I think it's actually really nice to see that. I mean, I only just caught just the very end of that last map, but just like it's always classic. I think Python's fighting style has always been one of his strongest capabilities, and yeah, I watched for like a minute and I'm like, yeah, he's still good. He still knows what's going on, so I'm curious how Dan is going to throw a spanner in the works. Maybe he will do what Dan does best and play quite quick, and if Python can keep up to that.
Hello. Ah, well, if it isn't Zenaku in the cast today, we're happy to have you, mate. Thank you for joining us. This should be a really exciting grand final.
Yeah, I was just saying, really keen to see how this. I mean, Python dandaking. I don't know if Statsman, Shruls, if you're in the chat, do you know when these guys first ever played? Because I feel like it would have been a long time ago, for sure. These guys have like in Australians' own history, they've been playing for a really long time.
Yeah, and in the most recent game that they played together during the season, dandaking did beat Python 2-0. So Python definitely the underdog coming into this grand final. dandaking coming in from the upper bracket does have a map in hand for this best of 5 final.
Okay.
Yep. We should have a grinder real soon. But yeah, this means we'll have one map advantage for dandaking. So
All right, I got the grinder. Let me give you the link. Okay. Oops. I don't know why that message came through. That must have been for a long time ago. There you go. Zenaku.
Thank you. So Souza reckons the first time they played would have been about 2005. So 15 years, long time ago. Now.
Isn't there a rumor that Dan pulled out his Ethernet cable in one of the tournament matches he played against Python to like start the map again or something?
I mean, that is
Like-
that is one of those rumors where we'll just never know. Like,
Yeah.
That's cycling level kind of tricks.
I can't remember because the thing is, it was like a crazy circumstance. It was like Blood Run. I think it was Blood Run. Python had a lead, and it was like, you know, I don't know. I think he had full control too, and it would have been so hard for him to come back. And then all of a sudden they replay like the last 3 minutes, and he gets a good spawn and actually like wins the map, and it's just like crazy shit. So, but I think during then, I think he won that finals like 3-1 or something. Dan did, so who knows? I mean, I think he was still playing maybe better there at the time, but it's still kind of funny to look back at that.
Zenaku, isn't it great that you have all this, you know, you have all the history, you know?
that's also
You know everything about Australian Quake.
It's funny because like I feel like I was only there for a little bit in some ways. I mean, in Quake Live, I only played for a year and a half, and then it was only in Quake Champions where kind of went more balls to the wall. But yeah, all these
You were there
guys.
in Quake Live for a little bit longer than a year and a half. Maybe
You
not
reckon?
taking it super seriously.
Maybe at the start when I was like still quite bad.
Yeah.
That's hard to say.
Yeah, maybe a year and a half being good. Yeah, you might be right.
But-
Shout out to everyone that's got a snack in front of them. You'll probably need it for this grand final. I myself have a block of Cadbury crunchy chocolate. It's delicious. Also, Rob, they've done a new grinder because that one was accidentally a best of 3. So
yeah,
there's a new-
of
there's a
course.
new one to get going.
Oh, you're telling me you're not eating something with Vegemite, are you?
But
This
the,
one's not.
the one who,
Oh, he gave me the wrong one. Sorry.
it's
Yeah. Here you go. Did they have Cadbury where you are, Zenaku? Surely.
No, they don't actually.
Oh,
What do they have here mainly? They're all about the Kinder. You know what I mean?
Oh, yep.
Maybe that's German. I'm not sure.
Oh, don't eat too much Kinder Bueno.
Dude, it actually makes me feel sick. What's going on with that? Is there something?
True. Maybe all the peanut butter they got in there.
what is that kind of fish or something or Ooh, what the fuck? Okay, I'm getting laughed at, so I don't think it's fish.
No, it's a chocolate thing.
Mm.
You've never had Kinder?
Oh, Kinder. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Kinder.
dude.
Yeah. I know. It's
Chocolate.
surprise egg stuff thingy.
It's very synthetic, so it's not very good for you. Boys, don't fucking eat it, okay?
Yeah, we actually call it a surprise egg. Surprise eye in the Netherlands.
Oh, okay.
But it's from the
Well, do you guys have the eggs only? We have like 15 different kinds of Kinder products.
think-
Yeah, they also make chocolate that's just more sugar than chocolate, right? It's,
Mhm.
Yeah, on different shapes. I used to kind of like it as a kid.
Unfortunately, in Australia, we only have, as far as I remember, we only had the eggs and the sticks. That's and we never had like the other crazy shit. There's only those two,
Well,
unfortunately.
thank
but-
goodness.
Yeah, otherwise, Australians would be fucking huge gamers.
Anyway, so this
talk about
grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we got picks and bans here. So yeah, CK for map number 1. We're gonna see BJ versus Death Knight. I think we had BJ on every single corrupted keep today. We're gonna have a Woken. Wow, interesting. Python bans Keel, probably for Veil. Yeah, but dandaking goes with Visor, Python with Ranger. No Doom guy. That's really interesting. Seeing as still in the pool.
Yeah, also Visor is kind of a strange pick on the local, right? Is he just... Yeah, it's a strong champion on every map, but I do think maybe it's also a ban for Runes of Sarnath.
I'm actually surprised that Dan didn't pick Visor on Corrupted Keep. I've seen him play Visor on Corrupted Keep a lot, but he loves Visor on the small maps. He's very fast, you know, really strong aim. And I think he picked Death Knight just to keep it away from Cha-Cha, aka Python. But yeah, have to see how this unravels.
I mean, it's interesting here. You've seen like the meta kind of develop on CK. BJ is always the first pick, but now DK is becoming quite strong. I mean, overall on CK it's very good, but against BJ as well, it's kind of just, I don't know, has a lot of advantages when, you know, BJ's using his ability and instantly gets annihilated by Flame Strike. But map 2, I think, you know, so far what we're seeing right now with Dan already having the map advantage, I actually think it's very important that Cha-Cha wins the first map, because, how can I say, this first map would probably be like the hardest, no, not the hardest, but like it's probably the most even, whereas on map 2 he has like quite a good advantage. On map 3 he's got a really good champion setup too, but map 1 is just very like chaotic and 50-50, and if he's already 2 maps down in a best of 5 going into the, you know, the other maps, it's going to be quite tough, I think.
And yeah, they don't need to pick Molten Falls because
Yeah, well, they do to generate the link, I guess.
Yeah, but this one doesn't matter. This is the map in hand for Dan. So yeah, we're gonna see Corrupted Keep, CK, then possibly Ruins and Veil. Yeah.
And even coming into you're right. That last map too, Veil. Doom is a really good pick. Like in general against Scalebearer, but Scalebearer on Veil is quite a nightmare. So I think actually we're set up really to go all 4 maps here, because I think that there's a chance that Cha-Cha is not going to win this first map, but these next 3 maps are very good for Python. So I'm excited to see. There's actually, yeah, I think it will go all maps.
I hope we get to see Veil, because I want to see Scale.
Okay.
Okay, both players are
Makes
ready.
for fun games. Alright, I'll let you two to cast this one.
Cheers, Jones.
Thanks, Jones. And yeah, so everyone in the chat, we got over 115 viewers right now. This is huge turnout. This is the grand final of the Azpac Quake League. We had 73 players come and play, 6 divisions. These 2 are the absolute top, the cream of the crop. This is the grand finale. dandaking, aka the Green Reaper, only needs to win 2 maps, whereas Python needs to win 3 maps because he came from the lower bracket. First map of the grand final, best of 5. Let's see who can take it out. Zanaku, who are we going to be watching off the spawn?
I think let's go from Python's perspective on the BJ. Also, I'm not in the game, but I'll just watch from.
Oh really?
Hang on.
Yeah. I didn't invite you. Back to lobby.
Yeah, it'll be much easier if I'm in the game.
True. Who is doing the production? He's just. Let's fire him.
Have you ever heard of the reference, Rob, a Muppet?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're.
I'm actually in Zoot's channel. I'm an esport muppet. I earned
like
that
that.
title because he hates if someone spells esports wrong. And yeah,
Okay.
that's just.
All right, let's get
Do you do the
here.
capital S?
started.
I hope you don't do that.
I'm ready, fellas. Excuse me for that.
Yes. Let's go.
All right. Everyone, Aspect Quake League, Division 1 Finals, 73 players, 6 divisions, let's go, let's get it, yeah!
Whoop, whoop.
Pew, 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 pew.
I think I like that intro more than the first one, actually. So,
All right, if you're in the chat, who you got? You got dandaking. Who's your favorite? Who, like, put aside who you think's gonna win. Who's your favorite? dandaking, Python. Who do you want to see win? Zanaku, who are we gonna get off the spawn here?
well, like I said, let's go with BJ because I'm curious. I feel like very quickly we're gonna see Python get flame strike, then it's gonna flip very quickly. But it's all gonna be about this first spawn. The first spawn on CK can be quite tough. As soon as someone gets the LG and just holds that position, it's just like a real ball breaker. So let's start on Python here.
Begins in 3.
Python excited, putting the exclamation mark after his GLHF. Python getting that rocket launcher spawn. Dandaking's coming straight in for that mega health. That start can kind of go either way for both players. And Python going away and getting that heavy armor. And will he try to deny this rocket? He cannot stop Dan from getting the rocket. And there's an engagement straight away. Both players fighting each other. The flame strike hits, but it doesn't do the flame damage. So this is actually okay for Python. And both players just kind of playing a game of footsies here around this mega health. Oh, so tight there, but Python will get the icebreaker and the first frag goes his way.
Excellent use of weapon selection there, and just good ability use by using shotgun. Just by, you know, you could use rockets, but shotgun's very strong. But Dan gonna push in now with rockets, and not gonna work out. Python gonna pick up this next kill. Yeah, so far, what I really like about these guys, you can't even talk. They're just gonna keep pushing like this. Dan gonna go in again for another trade, but not gonna work out. These guys are just not gonna hold back, and they're just pushing in again, dude. Another flame strike from Dan, gonna get Andrew Python low, and actually managed to take him out. Nice
Beautiful finishing rocket there. And I gotta say, like, I think Dan knows his strength against Python. You know, he knows that if he's pushing, jumping into rooms, being the aggressor, he's probably gonna win. He will outplay Python in the combat game. And Python, you know, he has those extremely strong rockets, but can he stop the constant onslaught that dandaking wants to put down onto him? So far, he's done okay.
I'm really glad you mentioned about, like, it's interesting about the clash of styles, and also just what Python's really good at, because having really good defensive rockets against an aggressive player is probably one of the best. It's the best recipes for, you know, being able to stop them. So we're going to be able to see Python be able to hold them off, but again, they're going to trade, and Dan managed to come on top on this one, but Python should have position for this next heavy.
dandaking trying to do some damage. Neither player can hit each other, but Dan finally gets a great rocket. And Dan coming out on top of that rocket fight. You know, we would have guessed that Python would have come out on top of that one. Look at this aim from dandaking. Oh my goodness, did he miss a single shot just then? Unbelievable, 100% accuracy.
Yeah, and this is going to look tough for Python now. I mean, the game is tied. They both need to push. Dan has all weapons and his ability up. Python kind of being stuck at rockets, and he is just on the worst part of this rotation right now. So it's going to be very hard for him to kind of do anything for the next 20 seconds, I'd say. But Python going to get caught at LG now. He managed to hit a nice rocket, actually pushes Dan away. And he's going to push him with ability. Oh, Dan with the finisher though.
Yeah, and Python you know, did some really good damage there, but maybe got a bit hasty pushing forward with that ability. dandaking a bit too smart to not take the fight, and yeah, he's just stringing together frag after frag right now. Python needs to adjust and make something happen here, otherwise he'll just keep giving them away.
I mean, the worst part about this now is that he's at the worst end of the rotation. And on a map like CK, that's just like, yeah, as you can see, Dan's full stack, and he's on top of the item, where Python needs to be. But Python pushing back in actually bounces Dan in a really, dandaking in a really awkward way. But he's going to get the Mega again, and going to take mid position. But Python using his ability pushes him in the flames, but unbelievably the flame doesn't do anything to Death Knight. That's very fortunate, actually.
Yeah, so fortunate. But also, Python missed like a second and a half of LG after doing the great setup then, which he would have gotten the frag, so a little bit of a choke there from Python. Maybe we're seeing a bit of nerves here from Python. Maybe he's getting a little bit tired after having to make this huge run in the lower bracket to bring this back, but either way, Python needs to be hitting these shots if he's going to be taking down dandaking. And yeah, that was the difference maker in that fight. Only 3 frags in it. CK, 5 minutes remaining. That is definitely anyone's game right now. Oh, what a mini rocket. That would have killed, but it didn't quite hit. It skimmed just past his head. Did 0 damage. Oh my goodness.
Okay, we're having at least a chance now for Python to come back. He has more of the stack, and he has position on this Mega. Pushes Dan away a little bit, but Dan still keeping up the pressure. Does damage on the Mega. Python activating his ability, not getting so much value, but pushing to the Heavy. Manages to kill him before the Heavy. Very important now.
He's got a frag on the board, and 3 frags in it. Python, what a beautiful direct rocket that he just put straight into dandaking's face. But it won't stop dandaking from pushing. dandaking comes in, and 2 seconds before this Mega, dandaking knows the time, so does Python. Both players want it. Python pushes him away with that LG, and he is able to get the frag. 2 frags in it. Can Python pull this back? Are we going to see a Cinderella story?
Oh! Actually managed to somehow win that battle. Dan had better position there, but Python managing to come out on top. This is the problem with the Flame Strike on CK, is that it has such a big damage spike that you can really flip control quite quickly. So far we've seen it, you know, come in handy a few times, but other times it's been completely missed. But Dan pushing in, pushing Python off the Mega. Could be a kill. 1 HP after that battle.
Oh my goodness. And he pops the dual wield luckily, because otherwise he definitely would have gotten fragged then, but that's going to earn him the heavy armor, and that is exactly what he needed in this situation. He can still fight as well, and to be honest, Dan stuck around for quite a long time just then, and this is probably going to mean that Python can get this light armor, but Dan is there, dealing good damage. The Mega Health spawns, both players want it.
Nice.
Good damage. Completely nullified it. He's caught in midair, and he's gotten the frag as well. Tied up the game, 8 apiece, 3.5 minutes remaining. Python is just stringing together an amazing run of frags.
And right now, what we saw at the start of the game with Python being at the worst end of the cycle, now Dan is on the worst end, and Python is going to be able to get most likely both items now, full control of the map. If Dan can get a kill from here, he's going to need to work really, really hard. But looks like he will get the Mega now. They're going to meet each other at this top armor. The most important thing here is that Python keeps applying the pressure. If he keeps dandaking low, it's going to be really hard for him to, always have enough stack to come back on this map.
Python flubbing just a tiny bit of LG then, and that is enough for dandaking to really take advantage. But Python able to move around, hits a good shotgun, and he takes the lead. So big turnaround on this map so far. And has Python downloaded dandaking's playstyle? Has he worked him out? I think, like, you know, these players have played each other so many times, but this map was looking so convincingly in dandaking's favor to start, and now Python is just completely taking control.
So far, another close range battle. So far, we're just seeing really good positioning from Python. At some moments, he's kind of making a little bit of mistakes with it, but now he's kind of really cleaned it up. And every time when dandaking's pushing, he's just ready with the right weapon at the right time. But activating his ability, not going to actually get any use for it. Dan kills another, gets a kill, and it has full control now. So now we flipped it again.
And this is anyone's game right now. Dandaking in control, but one frag is nothing on Corrupted Keep. You just cannot stay away from your opponent if they want to find you. And, yep, here he goes, he comes in, but the roll is so beautiful! But, only just doesn't connect the last ones to get the frag. And Dandaking will get away with that frag, and he has tied up the game.
Well, we're definitely having a show for these last finals. But Python going to use his ability. Again, doesn't manage to get too much value, but Dan getting the heavy, and he's gonna get trapped at LG again. I don't know if this is gonna be a good choice. Can he actually manage to get out? Python though, what?
1 minute warning.
Okay. Really nice LG. Somehow managed to come for a stack differential, out of position, still managed to get that kill. Really nice by Python there. Okay, semis in 5 seconds. He has better position.
Catch.
He's gonna be able to clean it up. Python takes the lead, only 40 seconds left.
And Python needs this map so desperately. If he doesn't win this map, then he's 2-1, 2-0 down to start this grand final. He needs this win. 30 seconds remaining, one frag in it. Can he do it?
I mean, Python has the weapons. He's gonna get this kill, and I think that might be it. 20 seconds left. If Python, if Dan wants to do something, he needs to push in right now and get the kill.
Oh. It just seems like Python's making all the right moves. Seems like, oh no, wait, Dan's gonna get the frag. This could be possible if he gets the spawn frag. Where does Python spawn? Where is he spawning? And, oh, he's lucky. Dandaking cannot get the spawn trap he wanted. And that is it. One map apiece in this grand final. We're going into a best of 3 from here on out.
That was, cool. There was so many...
Only 5 damage difference. 4,901 damage to Dandaking, 4,906 damage to Python. Could a game get closer than that?
Nice. I forget if the damage calculation is included of the flame strike in the total damage. So maybe I think Dan may have done a little bit more damage if we technically include the ability, and I think BJ's ability is always included. But there were so many like nice moments with Python with his rockets being able to do the reversal. Really good use. I mean, sometimes the ability didn't get too much value, but then other moments Python really, you know, used the ability and yeah, had great position, was able to reverse some situations versus Dan. So this is cool. And next map, Visor versus Ranger on Awoken. Again, I think it's actually a really good position for Python here.
Oh, mate, that was a crazy start to this grand final. But yeah, we're going into Awoken here. We got Zanaku and Hamo doing the grand final together. I'm Hamo, that's Zanaku. And you know what, Zanaku, I'm happy you're here, mate. This couldn't be any better. You know, the end of the Asia Pacific League, and you know, you represent the region in the pro scene. And yeah, you know, it's just an honor to be casting with you. You know, and you just want to be one of the boys, so I'll let you be. You know, let's just have a good time.
If I could be one of the boys, that would be, you know, I would be sad if I wasn't. No, but I think it's nice to see, because really, when you see the fundamentals of what Australian Quake is, you know, it's really interesting when you see different parts of the world and how they play the game. You know, when I watch these games, I still feel like it's the same. I mean, we still get the same feeling where everyone just likes to hit really hard and just push all the time. And that actually just makes for exciting games, you know?
Well, it's hard not to in QC. I think the abilities, you know, really add a level of like, you know, you can always kind of manufacture a frag. But if you watch the game before, like, Knight is a supreme player who is very, very defensive, and you know, he came 3rd in the entire league. So, you know, that playstyle can definitely lead to some success. Anyway, we're getting into this Awoken. We've got Python on Ranger. We know Python loves his Ranger. And we got dandaking playing Visor. We know he loves his Visor. He's very fast. I think we're going to start this map on dandaking. Zenaku, why don't you take it off the spawn?
Okay. So I'd just like to say that's something that I do remember about Dan is that he is one of his best champions is Visor. You know, he has very good Visor has very kind of different movement to the VQ3, and yeah, we're gonna see if that comes into play. He gets the LG spawn, Python with the rockets and the heavy, and gonna get to a little battle over the rail. Not gonna result into too much. And very awkward close-range engagement. Python actually uses orbit somewhere at the start of the game. I didn't see that, but didn't have it to use there. And now Python on the back foot. Dan's gonna get the Mega. Gonna catch him here at the heavy, and he's not doing any damage at all. Python actually managed to escape with the orb.
How did he get out of there and not die? And then didn't get trapped at the lightning gun either, but the damage is still coming out from dandaking, and he has suppressed Python drastically. So once he pops his Viper now, this should probably be a kill for dandaking. Oh, but he's dropped down. And actually, this is opening up the mega health here for Python. Does Python get it? Oh, he's so awkward. This engagement is so awkward.
Nice rocket by Dan. Misses the rail. That would have killed, I think. But Python picks it up there.
Oh my god, dandaking has to be beside himself after that fight. He could have caught Python on the jump pad. He could have not gone through the teleporter and gotten the position on the mega health. He could have done so much stuff to easily win that fight, but he absolutely flubbed it. And now Python's strung together 2 frags, and dandaking, he's in a difficult position now.
But look at this position by Dan. This is really if I was Python, I'd be fuming right now. What Dan just did there is he, like, instead of backing up onto the heavy, he just holds his position with the nail gun and actually managed to pick up that frag. That is a really good sign of somebody who is, like, trying to use his creativity to come back there. That was really nice if people caught that there.
He loves the plasma push off spawn. Yeah, plasma is definitely an underrated weapon that Dan uses really well. Oh, the re-peek there from Dan. I think Python just knows that's going to happen, and he just catches him with that pre-fire rocket. And oh my goodness, he had no idea that Dan was going to land just, well, I mean, obviously he had perfect idea. I had no idea that Dan was going to land just there, and Python, what a beautiful read.
Oh, but these rail misses are gonna be costly. Python, Dan gonna be able to push into mid, but Mega up in 3 seconds. This is gonna be Python's Mega. Dan has to escape now, and control on this map is quite tough. If, you know, one player is full control, just like all maps, but on Awoken, you can really take good use of position and push people away. They're gonna fight again over this heavy, and Python kind of getting caught out, hits the rail, but Dan returns of his own. 1 HP on that last kill. Oh my god, Dan with the follow-ups. Managed to tie the game now.
Those rails were so tight, like, Python was hardly on the screen. He probably didn't even see Dan. You know, probably the vision didn't register to his brain quick enough, and those rails are absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness, dandaking is on fire right now.
Okay, he just keeps absolutely just tearing into Python right now, and this is going to be very hard, but Python kind of showing for Mega. I like the courage, just don't know if it's the right move. And this is tough for Python. I mean, what do you do? There's nothing on his side of the map, and he's kind of stuck now. The Mega is up, but he can definitely not contest for it.
Oh, look at that.
Caught. Oh, 1 HP again. No, Dan not hitting the rails. Okay, managed to pick up with the LG now. And what does Python do here? Dan, both items, his ability is down. He just needs to get to his 100 and kind of just like start just being annoying around the map. Python gonna use Tribolt, get the rockets,
Dan missing his rail. That could be really crucial now. Python actually has position onto this Mega. He does have Orb, but...
I want to note, it has been a couple of minutes since Python's had that rail. And, you know, he's finally brute forced his way onto the rail with the tri-bolt. And this might be, you know, exactly what he needs to bring this game back. A couple of rails in his favor. He's really taking this to dandaking. I gotta say, I didn't think that Python would try to play this rail game against dandaking, but he's gone, okay, fine. We're gonna play rails, let's play rails.
5 minutes.
And, yeah, but that's it. I mean, dandaking hits the rails, Python doesn't hit as many usually. And, yeah, Python... Oh, the read was so good, but dandaking pulled out of it just before Python got around the corner. And that's going to mean Python has a 100-100 stack, and the stacks are actually pretty comparable coming into this next fight.
You know, I think you said it perfectly there. I mean, when you're when you're playing a Ranger versus Visor, like, the Visor benefits by taking these rail battles, somewhere between the ability and the dodging, but you know, playing as Ranger, it's all about rockets, you know, and using the orb to get in close, but just as I say that, Python tries to push, but doesn't make it work. And
what a beautiful setup. If dandaking missed that rail, then he would have gotten fragged. But when the player is just floating midair, you know, there's no amount of. I think dandaking hits that shot 100% of the time.
I mean, when they're stuck in midair, they can't move. It just makes it so easy to line up. If you miss those, well, not good. It's quite bad. But here, Dan's gonna get the Mega again, and Python just trying to figure out how he can get back into this map. It's quite tough in these moments, but I think what he needs to do is he needs to get into the position for this heavy. He does all actually to steal it. This is something that he could do. But it's super out of position now, Dan. Yeah.
And dandaking just not giving Python the opportunity to hit these rockets. You know, he's trying his best to stay away from the ledges, to stay away from the splash, and to only hit these super tight rails. And that is, you know, ultimately why Dan is succeeding in this map right now. He's hitting these super tight rails, and Python is struggling to deal with it.
I like this move by
but this is
Python.
Python's chance. The rockets are perfect, and that is exactly what Python needed. A rocket fight in a small engagement where it was rocket versus rocket, and now Python finally got a frag back to his name.
But this is what Dan does best. He keeps pushing with LG, and very hard to hit. I really hope we got Python's perspective for that heavy kill. That was quite a move on that. But and pushing in again, easily 6 HP. Not gonna work out.
That's the thing about dandaking. His movement is so good, and he's able to enter rooms and make it so awkward to hit him that he just hits so much damage straight away. And obviously his aim is world class. So, you know, when he's just pushing for the refrag like that, it's so hard to stop him.
I mean,
oh, and look at the reaction speed to hit that rail. Like, his visual reaction time must be under 120 milliseconds. Actually amazing. But dandaking, you know, 2 minutes ago, up 4 frags. What do you think dandaking should do to close out this map?
well, he just needs to get the items and obviously try to not take so much exit damage like he did just there. But at the moment, he's in a really good position. Python has ability down. They're gonna push in, but wrong weapon selection. This could be a kill for Python. Not gonna work out.
3 health remaining, and I mean, if that went Python's way, that was probably his last chance to get back into the map, but it looks like that dandaking will probably take this one away now. 5 frags in a minute and a half at this level is probably not going to happen. These players are just that good that that they can kind of organize their way around it, and Python is just going all out war, trying to take this, but yep, there we go. dandaking cleaning him up, and yeah, you know, we got a minute to go. It does feel strange, but you can see the tension has just gone out of these players, and they've just gone, okay, this map is that's it, this map's over, and let's go to the next one. And quite often in this situation, when it's garbage time in QC, you know, player might just like work on their movement, work on their aim, just like, you know, get themselves reconfigured so they're in a groove again for the next map.
You know, it's interesting when you think about how the how the previous maps went. We went from, you know, 1 or 2 frag different. No, it was 1 frag on that first map, and then you have dandaking really cleaning through on this second map here. I wonder what that says about Dan's confidence. You know, when you have the first map so close and winning the second map by a lot, I'm curious if Python needs to really come in hard onto this next map, or else it's going to be, yeah, it's really going to shatter his confidence, and maybe Dan is going to just take the series from there. But we'll see.
Well, this now means that dandaking is up 2 maps to 1 in the best of 5.
You win.
So Python can't, you know, afford to lose any more maps from here on out.
Yep. I mean, if we just caught the end of there, it's interesting to see the percentages were similar. Python was 34% rail and Dan was 40, but the amount of rails fired, Python was at 8. No, sorry, the rail connects. Python was at 8, Dan was at 20. So, you know, if we think about how much 1 rail can change the game, well, he hit, you know, double and more. So that's going to be quite a big impact, and I think that's why we saw him have a strong showing there. But Eisen versus Galena on this last map, Python's going to need to keep the pressure up, because if the Galena gets the totems, obviously it's going to be very good for Dan here, but he needs to keep that pressure up. And I think what we saw is Python using too much rail, you know, and his strength is like rockets and LG, so I think he needs to get in there and yeah, just keep the pressure on, or else I think he will not make it. And we'll start this game as soon as possible.
Oh man, the grand final has actually turned out to be an amazing performance. It just goes to show, like, these guys, after you play a whole season, your form just gets so good. You know, you're playing so sharp, and you know, there's no way that these guys would be in this kind of form if it was just a random 1-day comp. So yeah, it's great to see, you know, this region actually playing at some really high level QC. And shout out to that guy in the chat that was trying to bait me to say it's trash, but
You've seen the from QuakeCon 2017, there was the meme where it was like EU is better than AU. Like, basically NA was the last one. But we're better than NA, and we're better than South America. So we're worse than EU. We can accept that, all right? Because we just don't have as much. But we're the second best. Can we accept that? We're not trash.
We're only worse. We're only worse than EU because we don't play in EU.
Yeah, it's like, exactly, dude. If we were there, I think things would be very, very different. And as you can see, you know, if you practice there.
Shut up.
Sorry. I'm gonna defend our honor, Rob. Sorry, man.
Prepare to fight.
So we're gonna start this one on Python.
Round begins in
Does have the Eisen,
3, 2.
and he will be going for this Mega Hell spawn straight away. Throws his turret down to the rail, so he will know whether dandaking goes for it. And yeah, that's a smart start for this map. And oh my goodness, how did he hit that rocket? But he misses the important rail. But that rocket was just obscene.
Yep, I think it must have clipped the wall. It didn't do quite the 100, did 90. But Dan picking up the rail, getting a rail kill there. Oh, okay. This might be actually quite tough. Dan's, you know, as we can see so far in this series, his rail has been really showing up a lot, and on a map like Ruins, it's going to be quite important. It's one of the best ways to open people on this map. And both players just kind of waiting here. Dan on position. You know, as we can see, Dan's already on 2 totems now. If he, you know, gets his totem defense at heavy, does a really nice rocket to rail combo. Actually, rocket jumps up.
And he protected that totem quite well. Also, Oh, Python just came straight in here. But does he know about the totems? He's gonna run into them. Yeah, there you go. That totem is just so deadly. No matter which way you're coming for it, it's gonna clip, it's gonna surprise you. You're just coming around the corner. And there you go, a spawn frag as well. And Python, he's got to be kicking himself a little bit, thinking, oh man, I should have been more careful about these totems.
You know, it's tough when you're 3 frags down already at the start of the 3rd map. When you're on your lifeline, this is where Python's going to really have to push through here and try to yeah, find another part of himself to be able to win this series. Because I think when you're already down like this, it's quite tough.
I wonder if Python realizes that Dan has 3 totems up and he has the overstack, because I mean, he should just disappear right now. Go look around, try to find where the totems are, and just you know, that should be his main prerogative to get back into the map.
I mean, the main problem with killing the totems is, like, when do you do it? Because sometimes, you know, you get so put far out of position. But hold on a second, getting caught with the battle here. Python in a slightly better position and item stack. Gonna be able to convert a frag, and he's gonna get this mega.
And Python just hits so much, so many rails unreturned, but he doesn't see the totems because...
Oh
no, there wasn't any totem on the right there anymore, sorry. My bad. He will have seen those totems down there though, so he now is aware that dandaking has a heap of totems up. And will he go under? No, he's not going under. Okay. He needs to get his health. He knows his light armor spawns next. He's going up, and the machine gun is out. dandaking knows that he's low, and he's got a totem behind him as well with the full overstack. Python needs to sort these totems out ASAP.
I totally agree with you. I mean, if he doesn't deal with them soon, it could be the reason why he loses this map. But Dan pushing with rockets here. And, you know, what we've really seen so far is that the Eisen turret has not really provided any values. It's almost like he's really playing from behind. Dan with the close range rail, super clean there. And a 5 frag lead on Ruins. It's, you know, it's only, we're just about to hit 4 minutes, but you can run hard on this map.
We saw dandaking do it earlier versus Knight, I think it was. But yeah, I think against dandaking, he's such a smart player. He might just be able to string this one out from here. Yeah. And these turret throws mid-fight are just not working out for him. Oh my god, did you guys see the timing on that shot? If he had 2 options, either shoot high where Python went or shoot low. And he shot when Python came through the doorway high because he has such perfect timing on when they're going to come through those doorways. Just that's amazing. He's not even using a visual cue there to take that shot. It's all audio and knowing the spawns and timing. That's such precision.
Oh, Dan running out of rockets there could have potentially converted a frag for Python, but... And this is where you really start to see the, how do I say? The momentum really fall. Hits that spawn rail, but doesn't convert, and... Yeah, Ruins is a brutal map. As you can see, he just has to stay here. He just sits in the middle, hits the rails. You're always going to keep your opponent low, and that's what we're seeing.
I gotta say it, this isn't looking good for Python, and I just feel like Python, you know, maybe giving up a little from this point.
Yeah.
And making a couple of movement mistakes and things. He really needs something to go his way right now. Otherwise, he's gonna be just fighting so hard from behind. And yeah, these totems have just absolutely killed him this map.
You know, the problem with the problem that can really happen is that, like, you know, when you're... And it seems obvious enough, but you always need to somehow get value from the champion that you're playing. And as soon as you don't do that, you actively give your opponent the, you know, a significant advantage, because they're basically playing with an ability that you don't have. And the turret really needs to win you an item, you know, and a lot of the times the problem with what's happening is like Galena got too far ahead early on. And okay, now that I say that, it could actually get a kill. No, it's 5 HP on Dan. It needs to win him something, and the Gleaner's got a really great start in the beginning, and that's kind of just what made it just...
There's a chance here. Oh, he's done it!
Oh, he
okay.
actually managed to.
And this is going to earn him full control, I think. So, and he's caught him off the spawn. This could be a really big frag if he converts it. He converts it very cleanly as well, and he should be able to get this heavy armor here too. So, big unreturned. Oh my good! He's strung together a couple of frags. 3 minutes to go. 5 frags in it. Is still a very tall order for Python, but these are some really important quick frags here.
You know, I'll be honest,
possible.
I gave up on Python there for a little bit, but now that the fact that he had those kills so cleanly, it's not so over as it seems. I mean, Dan does not have any armor off the start of the spawn. He's only 100 health and 50, but gets railed twice. He's kind of stuck now. Dan gonna keep pushing. He actually hits the what a ridiculous vertical rail.
Yeah. I mean, it's still possible, but this is slipping away now for Python, and that rail is going to be make it really tough. And yeah, great setup and great read for Dan. He wouldn't have even been killed. He needed to take 2 rails there to die. And yeah, oh my goodness, he is just a machine. And we saw a glimpse that Python could bring it back there, but he actually had to play like literally perfect from that point out, and he just wasn't able to do it. And this is it. I think dandaking is gonna take it away, and you know, I'm not sure if anyone knows, but this is a special day for dandaking as well. I won't reveal what kind of day it is, but it's a special day. So dandaking has got to be happy with this, you know, and shout out to dandaking. Like, he's been a big supporter of this league. Quite often, like, the top players, you know, they'll pretend like they don't care, or they're like not taking it too seriously or whatever, but dandaking has put in effort. He's organized all his matches better than probably anyone else. He's been playing really hard, and you know, from a guy that has legitimate international experience, he didn't need to be so into it and enthusiastic and all this, but it just goes to show, you know, when you work hard, it pays off, and you get yourself into great form, and you play some really great champions. So kudos to dandaking. He's played an amazing season, and also we got to give some credit to Python as well. Like, he came second. No, I don't think anyone put him as second in the predictions that we put today. He upset that, so like, therefore he upset so many players, and he also just played some really amazing QC today. And you got to say, like, you know, if Python didn't get knocked down into the lower brackets so early of the finals and have to claw his way back, you know, maybe he wouldn't be like as exhausted for these grand finals, and maybe we could have seen a different story. So I reckon any player can kind of take it on the day, but today this was dandaking's tournament to take.
And looks like 5 seconds left. There is not going to be enough time left on this one, unfortunately, and Dan going to win it 3-1 in the grand finals of the AQL. Congratulations to him. Played really well there. And again, that was yeah, that was really nice to see. I think we did see really nice like level of skill we saw in the games. I mean, we don't have the same amount of you guys don't have the same amount of practice necessarily for opponents you can play against, but you can still see that the raw skill of shooting, positioning, and, you know, everything about the game, champion selection, was all really spot on. And yeah, I think the level we saw was really good actually here.
All right. Well, let's see if dandaking wants to come in for an interview. I'm not sure if he will. That's... Imagine getting railed 62 times, Mordecai says.
I saw that too. So what does Dan think you'll be able to come on?
I'm not sure. I'm waiting and seeing. He's probably having a little celebration. Oh, here we go, dandaking.
What's up,
Congratulations, mate. How do you feel?
Yeah, pretty good. You know, it was a tightly fought tournament overall, and yeah, today's games were really close, and I haven't had a thrill like that in a while, so got the blood pumping.
Well, there was 174 people on the stream tonight. That's a lot for a amateur QC tourney, and I guess they came out to watch you unleash havoc. But how do you feel like your games went tonight?
Well, pretty well. I guess the first two games first night, I think those would have been really good from a spectacle point of view. I hope everyone enjoyed that, because when you have those like tight, close games, they're always more enjoyable, I think. But Knight versus the first two games first night, he basically started extremely strong on both maps versus me, and he got maybe like the first 3 or 4 kills in dominant fashion where he just hit everything and I did no damage. So after that, I basically kind of made the decision that I was going to invest a few kills because his control was so strong. I knew I'd have to basically invest a few kills to get myself back in control, or have one of the fights just really go my way. And yeah, luckily I invested those 3 kills, got full control, and was able to claw it back in the last minute on both maps. So those first 2 ones were honestly some of the most enjoyable games I've played in a long time, because when it's like close like that, it's always more thrilling when you win. And then versus Python, I mean, he was playing amazing. I can't take nothing away from Andrew. He's basically smashed everyone. Brought his A game today, and he took it to me on Corrupted Keep. I felt like I was hitting good shots and stuff like that, and I thought I'd kind of just see if I could take on his aim, but it was too strong for me. So I lost out on Corrupted Keep. But then the next 2 maps there, I feel like my strategy was more on point. I was playing the items a bit more, and just maximizing my visor usage on Awoken, and then on Sarnath. As you guys would have seen, I was using basically my mega health control to just dominate the lower map and just takes rail shots on him whenever he went for an item or whenever he went for a weapon. And I was just basically giving up the high ground unless I was going there for mega if I was in full control. So I think the strategy really played into my favor, and also maybe the pick there was a lot better for me. I think Galena versus Eisen, that's a pretty favorable matchup for Galena.
Yeah, absolutely. Zanaku, you got any questions for the big dog?
First off, congratulations, Dan. That was really well played, dude. How do you feel about your overall skill? I feel like you played very strong, but I know that there's definitely another level you can play at, and also your rail today, I think, was definitely one of the separators into this last matchup. So what do you think about those 2 things, like your level and how you're hitting these rails most of the time, actually?
I think my level, I think I'm pretty rusty, like my consistency isn't there, but that's just, as you would know, comes with continual practice. But as I started to warm up playing more games, I could feel obviously my mechanics were getting stronger and stronger, so then I could lean and almost be a little bit more risky on some plays just to make more advantage. And on the last map there, like I said, I basically just tried to let him have the top and just hit him with shots. So I think I fired, my brother just told me, something like 62 rails on Ruins of Sarnath, which is pretty much unheard of. I don't even know if I used a different gun. It's just all rail.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it was definitely my key to winning.
Nice. Yeah, I
How
think
do you... Sorry, Zane. Yeah, go on.
No, I was gonna say that on Ruins, having a rail like that just really separates the players, I think, because as soon as you have like control like you did, it just kind of pushed him out, and that was the end of that. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. That's all.
Now I know, Dan,
sure.
you didn't lose any games this season except against Knight, I think. But you were probably a bit rusty back then. That's very early on. If can you comment on the players who you think might have improved the most or surprised you the most during this season? in your
Yeah,
division?
for sure. I'd have to start with Swampy because, you know, he was playing on a whole different level to what I've seen him play before, and Red Oxide as well. They're probably like the two significant improvements I noticed, and that's just like noticing their results against other players. So yeah, I think those two were probably like they've got to be up there with the most improved. I think outside of that, I'll be honest, like Python was playing out of his mind today. Like that game versus Knight, just watching it was like honestly, he was just too good. You know, when he was hitting everything, his rockets were on point, his LG was on point. It was just an enjoyable game to watch. He was timing everything well. It was good. So yeah, I think today he probably was like basically just on fire, let's say. But yeah, the other two, they're the most improved for me, and it's with Swampy especially. Like, just his game has taken it to a whole new level, and I think really, if I'm going to be fair, most of the Division 1 players should be pretty happy with how they've played throughout the tournament. I think everyone kind of stepped up and brought their A game this tournament, including like JG and Royal Ruby. And overall, I think the competition was like so tight. Like it was hard to pick who was going to win games, and that's the kind of tournament you want to watch when it's really close.
Yeah, for sure. These Div 1 finals today were honestly so entertaining to cast. I just didn't want to stop. But yeah. Anyone else got any questions for Dan
Well,
before
yeah,
we wrap this up?
I was interested in the pick on Woken. Like, yeah, you don't see a Visor on the first pick even on Awoken. Is that something you do quite a lot, or what is the thought process behind it?
Well, look, that's a good question, and I guess maybe people would think it's a little bit strange, but on that map in particular, the angles are so tight. I think you get a real advantage out of his sight to get openings, especially when they've got top mid control. And Visor is other than Ranger, my most played character. So I think people don't generally expect how I'm gonna play him and how I'm gonna basically like just look for those rail shots to open fights and then cut them off when they go for like restacking. And it catches players out because they're kind of used to everyone trying to contest the top mid area and play, but I'm always going for the positional advantage and just trying to hit shots before they're coming in with Visor. So I think it plays to my strengths is the main thing. And of course, as I was saying, he's like my most played character because I spent a whole year playing twos basically with just Visor. So I think it's kind of a combination of the fact that I'm good with him, and I also think he's really good on that map, and you can't deny his movement speed helps as well to get those angles that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, you're real certainly connected quite well.
It was
Thanks, man.
it was funny, Dan. There was like some moments where I'm like, "Yep, I've seen this before." Just like what was like Python trying to shoot rockets, and you're like strafing forward, just like LGing the shit out of him. I'm like, I've been there, dude. I've seen this before. No, it was really well played. I think that actually exactly what you said is why that character is so strong for you.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, Dan, do you have any thanks to make? And congratulations again, mate. You're the Division 1 ASPAC Quake League first season champion. You know, you topped out 73 players, and you made it through a multiple month season and took the top spot. So, congrats.
Thanks, Amo. Yeah, look, it's a nice present on my birthday, and I will do some shout outs.
Hey.
Firstly, I just want to thank all you guys for running the stream and your casting. It's given all of us something to watch, every week, and even today. So it's really appreciated, all the hard work and effort that you guys put in on the stream here at Shaftastic. And furthermore, I would like to thank the entire admin team from Kwachi Cups. Just ran such a smooth tournament. So Hamo, yourself, Shulzy, Mike, who goes in with the website, and everyone else who's involved behind the scenes. I want to thank Vu, Kwachi himself. The man has held the community together and honestly made it thrive probably more than ever. And we just appreciate everything you do, Kwachi. And I want to thank my brother for carrying me for the rest of my life, as I've just been shit my entire life. So, he's been a big part, and obviously he helped me beat Python 2011, as everyone would know. I want to thank Steege for bashing on me every day so I improve. At the end. No, fellas, seriously, I appreciate all your efforts and work, and I hope everyone who was watching enjoyed the games today. I tried my best to make them enjoyable and pull off the flashy rails and rockets and stuff like that. So I hope everyone enjoyed, and appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome.
Mate, it's been a pleasure, and having you playing it and be so enthusiastic and well organized and coming out on top has been the cherry on top. So congrats again. And Rob, Jones, Zen, you guys got anything to say before we wrap it up?
Let's thank some followers we had during the finals. Swooz Aris, Captain Purr, Compot, Savage Kando, and Pepco. Thank you so much for the follow, guys. And Steege as well right now. Yeah, thank you so much. And it was an amazing tournament all the way through. Great finals today. And we'll be looking forward for more tournaments. I loved this one. The community is amazing. Really good players. And great vibes overall.
Yeah,
Nice.
and from Self-Tastic, it's just really great. Like this little exchange project with the guys over the pond. It's just amazing to do this together with you guys, and also players from Japan and the other areas. It's just really great to see all the love coming together in the community. So this is actually just why we started Shaftastic TV, to bring some entertainment for the whole community. And it's great to see coming together. It was really an honor to be invited to get you guys to featured matches, and this was really the cherry on top. We had the most amazing games. All games were really close, so I enjoyed it a lot, and hoping we get some more action from down under in the future.
Sorry, I just read something what someone said in the chat. I hope, really awesome to see you guys pull through together, and I just hope that you guys either have a season 2. I don't know if that'd be really great to see, or at least before the new year, doing some more weekend cups, because it's really cool to see that you guys are basically carrying this part of the world, or that part of the world to keep it alive, and it definitely is. And I think that compared to the other regions in the world, well, you don't have this, that's for sure, and what you guys have created. So yeah, hope to see something very, very soon, sooner rather than later. But again, it was really awesome and great to be a part of it.
Do you have any closing thoughts, Hemo? Or are you crying by all the nice words?
The words have been really nice, I gotta be honest. You guys, everyone's melting hearts over here. But I do want to thank the admin team. Kwachi, Shruls, Mike, all the admins, and also you guys casting, taking out so much time, and all the players. And if there is a season 2, we'll have to wait and see. But there probably will be, but not too soon. And there might be something else in the works between now and then. Just something a little bit littler, you know, and something a little bit different than Duel, perhaps. But you'll have to wait and see if we announce that over the next couple of weeks. So that's it. That's it from us at the AQL team. And yeah, let's wrap it up. It's been a great season.
Yeah, for sure. And